Honk.
That is what I'm talking about. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to a spring stream. It is March 22nd, and look at Drew the Damager. See, Drew always thinks that he comes in at the end or in the middle of a, not at the end, but in the middle of a stream. And Drew's right here. We're all set to go. Good to see you, Drew. Good to see you, Yedisek. Good to see you, Triffid, of course. Good to see everyone here. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to spring. It is now officially spring. We can call it out. Hello, Echo. Welcome to Echo. It is officially spring. We can call it out. And welcome, everybody, to day 2 of Dungeons & Dragons with Viewers Legacy of the Green Flame. That is what we're looking at. It's good to see everybody, and I am excited for tonight. I will talk a little bit about where I was in just a moment, but before I do that, a couple of reminders about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. If you are watching me over on YouTube right now, thank you, welcome, and also consider subscribing there. It is free to do that. We are so close, folks, to getting to that 1,100 subscriber level. I would love to get there, so please do consider doing that. It is free for you to do it, but it really helps us out. So please do that. The Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Twitter, !ArvTweets. Blue Sky, the one I would definitely want to go as far as social media is concerned. That's !ArvSky. Website for all this, arvanelaron.com. Don't forget to check out Hearthglow, which is our limited run podcast that will be coming to an end next month. Final recorded session of that is happening this coming Friday. But then the finale of Hearthglow is going to be taking place at Sacred Heart University. I'm going to have details about that. Should be in the next week. I'll be able to have details about that in terms of getting tickets. It will be at the Shine Auditorium at Sacred Heart University on Friday, April 11th from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern. I am very excited about that. It is going to feature a live finale of the lovely folks known as Carlos Hernandez, CSE Cooney, Claire Cooney, Adam Petrosino, and Zach Clay, and I am super pumped for that, so definitely make sure to check in there. That's going to be good times. And let me see, what else was I going to say? That also is part of their literary spring event, so I'm super excited for that. Speaking of Zach Clay, definitely check out the Gen GMs show that I do with Zach, our GM DM tip show. You may notice that we now have short videos and long videos coming back out again for both Gen GMs and this channel, thanks to the awesomeness of live suing. So those are coming out rapidly, so definitely join us for that. And again, website arvanelaron.com. Financially, !ArvTreon, that is the Patreon. Really would love to get that back into triple digits again. That really does support us and gives us a lot of financial backing to be able to do definitely a lot of different things for the channel. So not to mention also supports my writing in general, for which I'm most grateful. So you can get cool stuff for yourself and cool stuff for others. Hello to Omazu. See, Omazu, I am always a fan of having Omazu here, who's a big YouTube. He holds down the YouTube fort for us, one of the OGs of YouTube. Good to see you, Omazu. So yes. So what was I saying? Patreon, yes. So please do that. Also, the sub badges you can get if you sub to the channel. You can get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch, and that also really helps us out. And please consider supporting us there for all those reasons. On the publishing front, !Icarus, that's my graphic novel from Athos Arts. !Library is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And !Greyshade, which is my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade and Heretic. The Grey Assassin trilogy can be found from Athos Arts, can be found right there at that link. You can also pre-order the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks, and you can also you can buy, you can get right now the audiobook of Greyshade, and you can pre-order the Greyshade tabletop role-playing game coming to you from Alligator Alley Entertainment, designed by our good friend Brandon O'Brien. That will be out in Gen Con of this year is the official release date, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, well, a Green Lantern joke, I imagine. Legacy of the in brightest day and darkest night. Yeah, I love myself some Green Lantern. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. For the release of the tabletop role-playing game Greyshade, so please make sure you check that out right now. That would be lovely. And if you have not already done so, please as well support the other causes that we have. BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. So let me turn that off and let me turn this on. Hello, everyone. And I can talk a little bit about where I was. Now, I will explain what I tried to do here. And I don't know how well it actually worked, but we'll see. So just very quickly, I am wearing my UConn hoodie, which I often wear. Why am I wearing that? Well, because today my family engaged in the yearly tradition of going up to the campus of my alma mater, the University of Connecticut, actually my alma mater and also my master's degree alma mater, and watching, going to Gampel Pavilion, where I did teach a class once, and then watching the UConn women play against the first round of the NCAA tournament, and then watching the one right afterwards. The one right afterwards, by the way, was South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, which features a mascot with a fluffy carrot. It was very funny. My son was a big fan. And the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. They're technically called, the team is supposed to be the Cowboys for the men. They call the women the Cowgirls, but the mascot was still the Oklahoma State Cowboys mascot. So I don't totally know how that works. But anyway, and so that was a decent, it was not like an amazing game, but at least it was a reasonably close game. Why does that matter? Because the UConn women were playing Arkansas State, who are known as the Red Wolves. At the half, UConn was leading by 50 points. They were leading, I believe the score was 63-13. Now, I have been watching basketball for 46, 47 years. I have never seen a team utterly crushed the way this team was. Like, it was embarrassing. And I felt bad for them, honestly, because at a certain point, UConn is a great team. Obviously, they have 11 national championships. They're playing at Gampel Pavilion. But, oh my God, they were leading. They were up 35-4 in the first quarter. By the time we get to the end, the final score of the game, they win by, let me just confirm. I took a picture of it because I was just so amazed. They ended up winning in the end. Yeah, final score 150-50. Not quite, but still pretty. They ended up winning 103-34. They won by 69 points thanks to a last-minute bank three from the other team. Otherwise, they would have won by over 70 points. It was nice. Yeah, I know, exactly. The Red Wolves shot for this game 17% from the field, 15% from three, had 20 turnovers. 20. The Huskies, by contrast, shot 58.8% from the field, 46.4% from three, and had 12 turnovers. They also had 34 points off those turnovers. They also had 13 blocks. Now, in case those of you who don't follow basketball are like, is that good? Let me be clear. The average for blocks in a game is usually like 2 to 3. For both teams combined, UConn on its own had 13 blocks. They blew this team off the floor. And the entire fourth quarter was all bench players. I mean, there was nothing they could do. Like, you can't tell your team literally don't score and just run out the shot clock every time. Can't do that. So instead, they just played all bench players and they still obliterated them. It was wild. And like the crowd was pretty good because the crowd was excited, but at a certain point, the crowd is like, I mean, so they were as nice as they could be to Arkansas State. I felt bad for them. Like, they just got absolutely destroyed. So anyway, that was the first game. Second game was a little bit closer, but we ended up not staying for the whole game because I needed to get back anyway. But so that was the first thing. So UConn women, they are off to the races. They will be playing on Monday against, I think, the winner of South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, and Oklahoma State. And actually, I'm curious. Let me see if it has who won that second game. Let's see. Yes, South Dakota State ended up winning that game. They were lower seed, too. They ended up winning that game. So they will play South Dakota State. Now, South Dakota State is 30-3. UConn, also, I think they're like 31-3. But UConn obviously plays in a much better league. So from what I saw, I think UConn should be able to handle South Dakota State without too much trouble. But they're not going to beat them by 69 points. I mean, that was wild. So anyway, so we did that. Game was great. Okay, so Mission accomplished. They got to the second round. Meanwhile, the UConn men won last night and ended up beating Oklahoma. Another Oklahoma team ended up beating Oklahoma and doing so by about 8 or 9 points. It was a close game, but for a while, but then they pulled away like in the last, I would say 3 to 4 minutes. Played pretty well. Now they have to play Florida, which is considered the best team in the country. We'll see. My guess is that they're not going to win that game, and I have nothing to complain about with basketball, given how well all my teams have done over my life, and especially over the last 5 to 10 years. But hopefully they'll win. Regardless, I was like, okay, that's good. But you may notice that I'm wearing a red shirt. Well, I was wearing the red shirt because the university that I teach for, St. John's University, themselves has a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. They won the Big East tournament for the first time in 25 years. They're playing super well. And I was like, all right, great. Obviously I want to support the university I teach at too. So I wore the red shirt figuring like that at least would give them a little bit of the Red Storm, their support. Yeah. The Red Storm ended up losing by almost 10 points to the number 10 seed, the Arkansas Razorbacks, who beat them pretty easily, which is what happens when you can't shoot. St. John's can't shoot. So that part didn't work. So good, really good season for the Johnnies, but that did not work. But the UConn part did work. So that explains where I was. It was a great experience. Had a lot of fun with the kids. This time we remembered to bring headphones for them because it's very loud inside that arena. So they were much more chill about the whole business. But it was just something. So the NBA podcast. Yeah, well, for the next 2 weeks, basically, that's right. A lot of focus is on the NCAA. No, but there's another thing about this red shirt, though, and I will show you what. I'm going to take off the hoodie now that I've done my UConn duty for the weekend. Well, at least for the day, because UConn plays tomorrow, the men do. And I will reveal to you the color of the shirt. I am playing. So I'm here with this red shirt. It's my red D&D shirt. This hat is not straight. It's my red D&D shirt. Strength, being able to crush a tomato. Dexterity, being able to dodge a tomato. Con, being able to eat a bad tomato. Intelligence, knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. And charisma is being able to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. This was kind of a joke gift from my family, which knows my feelings about tomatoes, and thought they would combine this with D&D. So I thought, what better experience than to join all of you wearing a D&D shirt, even if it didn't work for St. John. So that's the deal with that. As far as next few days are concerned, on Tuesday, I really like this shirt, yeah. On Tuesday, we're going to be playing No One Wants to Die, which is the game that was nominated originally, I think, by Dragonspear. That's the Patreon Field Chat Chosen Game of the Month, and that will be happening at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Please note the early start time. That's because in the afternoon on Tuesday, I will be playing By the Dice Roll with the By the Dice Roll group with Ghosts of Saltmarsh, but I will be starting over on GOG.com's Twitch channel at 2 p.m. instead of at 4 p.m. So we're going to be running basically from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern. That way they're getting to bed at a reasonable hour instead of in the middle of the night. Even only at once a month, that was just getting to be very difficult for them. And so now we're doing 2 to 5 o'clock for the By the Dice Roll cruise. That'll be happening on Tuesday. And then Thursday, we have more Expeditions Rome. And next Saturday, we have more Expeditions Rome. So that's what we got going on. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. But today, we have got ourselves some D&D to play. And so I have gone over here to Legacy of the Green Flame. Now, for those of you who do not remember what we were doing in this game or what this is all about, some of you may have been with me for some of my game book streams where, in fact, I just had one this past Tuesday, where I go through and chat makes the decisions. Well, this one is a little bit like that also, which gives me a chance to actually play with all of you lovely folks, but playing an actual D&D adventure. This is by Pacesetter Games. We played Into the Unknown, which was the first version of this, or the first game from them. I want to say like a year or 2 years ago, something like that. And I enjoyed that quite a bit. Chat seemed to enjoy it, so I brought it back for this one. Now, the one drawback on this has been that the QA on this was not as nice as I would have liked. So there have been some mistakes, like this map here is not quite accurate based on like the entries and so forth aren't quite right. So I've had to kind of scramble a little bit with folks. Nonetheless, it has been a game that we enjoyed, and I am looking forward to playing more of it. So By way of reminder, we are playing a character called Umbero, who is an acolyte. He is an acolyte, but he is a half-orc acolyte sorcerer, and he is lawful good in alignment. Personality traits: I work hard so that I can play hard when the work is done. Bettering yourself is essential in life. Relic was given to me by a stranger at the lowest point in my life. I draw strength from it. And if the flaw is, if there's a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it. So it doesn't necessarily plan all the time one way or the other. As far as capabilities, strength 15, dex 12, con 11, intelligence 8, wisdom 14, charisma 15. And has these sorts of things. In addition to having... the one thing I was going to check about was what we had as far as... I want to double check and see what we had as far as sorcerer or spells is concerned. So hang on a second. Yeah, that's right. So I need to make sure that I bring this up. Okay. So this is only one. Oh, that's why. There we go. I was like, wait, what? I did have it on here. Okay. So here we go. We have savage attacks. How did we learn the languages that we have? Learned from a fellow acolyte of the monastery, a giant. We were taught by the giant who knew what it was like to be an outsider. Being an half-orc means confusion. Left much of his identity in the monastery. Feels adrift since leaving. Doesn't even know what being a half-orc really means. Because of Umberto's unconventional parentage, he was left in monastery. He never went without, but never felt he had his own. He became an acolyte because that was the path to gain respect from common folks. He serves Ilmater. His temple monastery was in a mountain valley. He has a 25 gold piece ruby. And as far as spells are concerned, he has dancing lights. He has Firebolt, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp. He also has these. Now, he has used one spell slot. He's got one spell slot left, but he has these available to him. Detect Magic, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, or Magic Missile. So we have one of those remaining. So that is our character, which was created by chat. So that's basically the deal. So the only other thing we need to figure out is music. Which I think I actually probably have in here already. I do. Let's fire up some music here. There we are. We should be hearing some music. Now, the story so far, chat, is that we were knocked out by some bandits, apparently, left for dead. We awoke in this inn. We were not actually killed. And we went out to see if we could track down and find the bandits. And we have been looking for them ever since. We are currently here in Grave of the Green Flame. Now, one thing that we noticed when we went down to the south here, you'll see there's a thing that says number 15 down there. When we went down to the south, we found that there was this cabin in the woods, and that around the bottom of the woods was this fog. And this fog caused our eyes to tear up and basically started doing some damage to us. So it was really like, it's a really kind of dangerous sort of scenario, which is weird, and it shouldn't be like that, and it means it's given us something to consider beyond just dealing with the bandits that took our stuff. So we have to deal with the bandits that took our stuff, but we may also have to figure out what's going on with this fog once we're all said and done. But otherwise, we've traveled, explored a lot of things, and now we are heading into Area 9 in the far west to be able to jump in there as well. Also, Drew, I want to say in response to that, it's my pleasure. I try to come. I usually am able to be there lurking at least some, and I try to be there when I can. Wednesday nights is not an easy night for me. It's one of the reasons that I don't stream on Wednesday night. First of all, I have school usually during the school year. I have school that I teach the next day, but also I've got other things going on Wednesday evenings, like things that I can't move aside or whatever. But I always try to lurk a little bit, and I always really enjoy your D&D. You folks are really funny, and I have a great time watching you, and I know chat does as well. So yes, it's my pleasure, and thank you again to you and to all of the Shadow crew. I have said this to Shadow before, but I'm always grateful to have content like that because it's really enjoyable, and it's literally community-based, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. So you folks have great chemistry, and it's one of the things that I like the most about watching it. So it's my pleasure, but thank you is what I'm saying. Thank you. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Let's do this, chat. We are going to make this happen. Let me describe Area 9. And let us get into it. Now, again, this is using D&D rules. So when we actually get into a combat, I am playing the Dungeon Master for the course of this, obviously. You folks are all playing Umbero, the half-orc sorcerer who is lawful good, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, when they hijack one of my streams. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny when they're like, yep, now it's my job. I'm like, this is my what face? No, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I understood what was going on. Okay, right. So here we go, chat. Everyone lock in. Let's get this going. Let's make it happen. Let's make sure that we get through Grave of the Green Flame and start figuring out what's going on with this fog, shall we? The meandering path stops as it passes beneath two massive pine trees. A circle of giant pines enclose a small area dominated by a flat stone altar. The altar is supported by two short stone columns. A thick layer of pine needles covers the altar, and no writing or inscriptions are evident. Now, we just came from the east, which is Area 8. We are currently sitting at Area 9. So, with that said, let's talk a little bit about what we could actually do. And for that, I'm going to pull up our new and updated. Effect Life gave us an update, which allows us to do nominations. Nothing we have to worry about now, but for later on. So, should we? What should we do? Should we clear off the pine needles? Should we follow the path to the east? And again, we came from the east, remember? Or should we try to track the most recent visitors? To the area, as we're still trying to track down these bandits. All right, chat, so now's the chance. $ vote space 1 if you would like to clear off the pine needles from the altar. $ vote space 2 if you would like to follow the path back to the east. Again, we came from the east. And $ vote space 3 if we'd like to track the most recent, if you'd like to try to track the most wait a second. Oh. That's interesting. Huh. Well, huh. That worked. Oh, wait. Wait. I know what happened. Never mind. I opened the wrong thing. Let me try this again. Sorry. There we go. Now try. I hit the wrong poll. My bad. Try that again. So there it is. My bad. I had the quick poll up instead of the regular poll up. My bad. So $ vote space 1 if you want to clear off the pine needles. $ vote space 2 if you'd like to follow the path to the east. And $ vote space 3 if you'd like to track the most recent visitors to the area. Get your votes in now, chat. And hi to Proxima Rising. Hello to everyone who is here. I am excited to be playing with all of you this evening. On the first day of spring, it was a beautiful spring day. A beautiful spring day. It's now... Yeah, it was windy and rainy. The wind has calmed down now around here. It's been spring here for days. Well, yeah, we've had some nice spring-ish type days around here, even before officially spring. All right, so we have 3 votes for trying to track the most recent visitors to the area, 1 vote for clear off the pine needles. I'm going to last call this. Yeah, it's definitely getting brighter. I mean, the sunset now is about 7:10, something like that, 7:05, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, so days are getting longer. Which, no complaint about that, honestly. I like the fall and the winter. but I could do without the, everything getting dark at 5:15 in the evening. I could do without that. All right, going once, going twice. Okay, so we're going to try to track the most recent visitors to the area. So what I need is for one of you lovely folks to make a wisdom survival check. So who is going to roll for the chat? You like driving to work in the dark, really? You like driving back in the sunlight, I assume. Who would like to roll for the crew today? And it can change, but at least you want to start with one person. Who would like to roll? And then I will explain how to roll within the chat. Who wants to do it? Who would like to be the official roller for chat? Who wants to keep rolling, 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 rolling? What? Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on. I know you're going to love this legacy here, because if you don't care, we don't care. What do we think? Who's up for it? Who wants to do the rolling? Who wants to do the rolling? Who would like to roll? Who wants to be the role person? Who is the role player? Who's the role model? All right, Echo. So I would like you, thank you, Echo, for volunteering. I would like you to roll within chat. We are going to do a survival check, which according to my handy dandy guide, by which I mean my character sheet, our survival is +2. So D20 +2 is what I would like us to roll, please. D20 +2, we are looking at a 10. Okay. So, unfortunately, you are not able to find the tracks. Tracks seem obscured, so you're not 100% sure if there even are tracks here. But in any case, you are not able to track anyone that might have been here one way or the other. So, unfortunately, no way to track them. That said, we have another vote to make, which is now, do we clear off the pine needles or follow the path to the east? So $vote space 1 is clear off the pine needles. $vote space 2 is follow the path to east. Again, we came from the east. Be aware. All right, I see a lot of votes for clearing off the pine needles. Like, well, if we can't track, at least we want to find some stuff. All right, we have 3 votes, 3 votes. Gonna last call, last call. Last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. We're clearing off the pine needles. We've made a decision. Okay. So, after you sweep away the pine needles, several carvings gradually take shape on the top of the altar. The figures of men battling strange and horrific beasts cover the entire stone. In one scene, a warrior is clearly placing his sword upon a stone altar resembling this one. So a very clear question here, chat, and that is, should we place our weapon, in this case the dagger, I guess, on the altar, and should we follow the path back to the east? So $vote space 1 means we're putting our weapon on the altar, and I'm going to ask you which weapon after we decide this. $vote space 2 means we head back to the east. So are we putting our weapon on the altar? We putting the weapon on the altar, $vote space 1, or are we heading back to the east? Triffid says we should. Echo says hell no. Do you put the weapon on the altar? Drew says put the weapon on the altar. All right. There is some serious wind still going on outside, and then there's also wind going on inside this music. So I keep like taking. I'm like, yep, there's Wind Coast Studios. Oh, there's Wind Coast Studios. Wind Coast Studios, Wind Coast Forests. All right, going once. Last call. Going twice. Okay, sold. You place your weapon on the altar. It is immediately destroyed along with you. Start again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. The altar is indeed magical, and your weapon glows upon contact with the device. Now, before I tell you what magic is done, it's magical. Are we putting the crossbow or the dagger? $vote space 1 is the crossbow. $vote space 2 is the dagger. Now, in case you're curious, the dagger is +4. However, it does much less damage than the crossbow does. Dagger is not +4 dagger. I'm just saying that to hit. So the dagger is 1d4 +2. It's a normal dagger. The light crossbow is +3, but it does 1d8 +1. To this point, we have been trying to use the crossbow more than the dagger because we shoot with the crossbow and then we fire spells. But either one would work. So $vote space 1 is the crossbow. $vote space 2 is the dagger. We know it's magical. We just don't know what magic specifically. Unclear. You don't know yet, Echo. You're just putting the weapon, presumably to take it back after, the altar does whatever it does. But we don't know what that means yet. It may very well be that you are taking it with you. So $vote space 1, crossbow. $vote space 2, dagger. I'm going Shakunis on this? Okay. Alrighty. So we have 2 votes for the dagger, 1 vote for the crossbow. Get your votes in now, chat. Last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. We're going to put our dagger on the altar. The altar is indeed magical, and your weapon glows upon contact with the device. The effects of the altar are based on the alignment of your character. As you will note, our character's alignment is lawful good. So, the weapon, meaning in this case the dagger, glows with a brilliant green light. If the weapon was previously non-magical, it is now magical, and you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. In addition, you gain a +2 bonus on attack and damage rolls made with the weapon against a... Wait, what? Oh, okay. You gain +2 bonus attack and damage rolls made with a weapon against a select type of foe of your choice from the following list. So, we get +2 to attack and damage against either... No. Giantkin. Dragons. Humanoids. Insects, or magical creatures. All right, chat, get your vote in. Which group do you think our dagger should have the extra bonus against? $vote space 1 if you think it should be Giantkin, 2 for dragons, 3 for humanoids, 4 for insects, 5 for magical creatures. So the dagger's +1 against everything, but it's an additional +2, so +3 total, and 2 extra points of damage against one of these groups that you vote for. Hey, what's up, Lotwook? Go Huskies. The game today, Lotwook, was insane. Insane. They were leading by 50 points at half. They had 13 blocks in the game. What do I agree about? What's this? Oh, I have to pester the DM? Oh, I see. I see. And I love the fact that everyone is like, aren't those bandits humanoids? And you're like, yeah, screw those guys. All right, last call, last call. Yeah, it was a great, it was really fun though. It was always fun to go with the family to that. And then we went to the Yukon Dairy Bar for ice cream, in accordance with the prophecy. $ vote space 1 is Giantkin, 2 is dragons, 3 is humanoids, 4 is insects, 5 is magical creatures. Going once. Going twice. They just destroyed them. You're going to a Danbury soccer game at the ice arena. Nice. I have never been to that arena. I'm going to have to stop there some point. Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. Also, the funny thing is the Arkansas State, the team that UConn was playing, their logo, their mascot are the Red Wolves. And the logo is a cool logo, but if you look it up, it looks like the Red Wolf is crying. It's just like, yeah, that's what I would be doing after that game. Oh my gosh. Okay. Humanoids. Oh, you're pretty frequent of the hockey games, almost went tonight? Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I will try to keep that in mind for sure. We go, I mean, when we do hockey games, we do a lot of college hockey when we go to those. And or because we live pretty close, we often go to the Bridgeport Islanders. I shouldn't say often, but like, you know, for like pro or semi-pro, we go there because it's like pretty close to my house, honestly. So that's like right there, you know. Speaking of blowouts. Yes, Drew, but did they lose by, are the Wizards going to lose by 69 points? I still can't get over that. And only because of a long distance 3. Yeah. No, I gotcha. Okay, so it's humanoids it is. All right, so I have to edit this now. So that means add text. Okay, okay, so that's plus 5, plus 5. Plus 5. And let's see. This is now a dagger plus 1. Plus 2 versus let's do that. 1 plus 1 plus 2 versus Huma. Huma. There we go. And that's now 1d4 plus 3. Plus 3. One d4 plus 3. There we go. Thank you, Dragon Spear. 91 months. Good gravy. 91 months. That is 7 years and 7 months. 7 years and 7 months led the time. Thank you so much, Dragon Spear, as always, for the generosity. Speaking of generosity, Dragon Spear gifted me a copy of the game No One Wants to Die, which we are going to be playing on Tuesday, which he also nominated for the Chat Chosen Patreon Field Chat Chosen Game of the Month. So we're going to have that going along. I have gravy and didn't share. Wait, what? Lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Dragon. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Okay. So that takes care of that. That is now edited officially. So now we are good to go. I'll make sure that I got that. +3. And this. All right. Total coincidence. I'll have my little big adventure too someday. You know the drill, Echo. It'll definitely happen at some point. All right. So good job, everybody. We got ourselves a magical dagger now, thanks to this. Which means now we can follow the path back to the east. Okay. Now, let's see. We have already dealt with it. No, I think what we did last time, if I remember correctly, let me just double check something on this. We want to follow the path to the north. Find the other path. Let me just make sure that I can do this. Okay. What I'm trying to remember is I should have looked this up before. Chat, for those of you who played this a couple months ago, do you remember? If not, I'm going to try to find it. Did we fight this thing? This thing was called an axe beak. And I know we encountered it. I didn't remember if we avoided it or if we attacked it. Does anyone remember? If we did? Because it's literally the area right to the east of where we are, of the altar. The only way out of that place is. Yeah, I think we did, right? I think we did, and we defeated it, I want to say, the axe beak. I mean, obviously we did, or we wouldn't be here. Yeah, it was a terror bird. Okay, which means that it's not still here. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So... Hawk Terror. Okay. So then, having dealt with that axe beak, I wasn't sure. The only way to go from 8 is down to here, which is 13. Hey, what's up, Prince Justin? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we went back to this, and that brings us back to area 13. Prince Justin, you missed us just making a dagger. We laid it on a altar with strange symbols, and we got a dagger that is now +1 to attack and damage, and also +2 against humanoids. So, yeah. Yes, and I think we did defeat the Axebeak already. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. All right, so we are back now in area number 13, which is right here. Okay, so now we have a simple question. Following the path is not difficult in this section of the wood. The trees are large and very little undergrowth is present. The path, once well traveled, is worn clearly into the forest floor. Just ahead, the path splits, and you'll have to make a decision. Now, we're not going to follow the path to the north because we literally just did that, because we just came from there. So there's that. Also, we came before that originally from Area 12. The places that we have not gone are to the south, which is and to the west. So I'm going to give us an easy two-choice thing here, which is, are we going to go $ vote space 1 means that we are going to follow the path to the west, meaning here. $ vote space 2 means we're going to go to the path here to the south. So $ vote space 1, $ vote space 2. What is it going to be? Prince Justin, how was D&D tonight? I believe you were playing, if I'm not mistaken, I think with Christine Ellis, if I am not missing my guess. I was at a basketball game, but I believe that's what you were doing. Oh, not D&D, but Masks. I'm sorry. Okay. How'd it go? So yes, so $ vote space 1 to go west, young man. $ vote space 1, yeah. $ vote space 1 to go here, and $ vote space 2 to go here. It went all right in abbreviated session. Okay, that's cool. That's all good. That's all cool. All right, I see people are like, go west, young man. Okay, last call, going once. Going twice. I should mention, by the way, that there is another thing that's currently in Kickstarter being done by Pace-Setter Games called Jack and the Beanstalk, which is, again, another D&D solo thing, but with Jack and the Beanstalk as the premise, which looks kind of interesting to me. So I'm going to keep monitoring it and see what I think. It's going to be out of Kickstarter, I think, in the next week. Again, D&D 5e-ish, so, we will see. All right, we are going to go to the west, and that means I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to reveal. I'm using Jumpgate, which is the new thing that they have, which I actually am going to start. As I start new campaigns, I will open them up with Jumpgate because it's just easier to use and more accurate. There we are. Okay. There we are in area number 14. Okay, here we go. A massive pine tree has recently fallen and obstructs the path. Its branches are still thick with pine needles. All right. So the question is, what do we want to do? Should we try to crawl or attempt to crawl under the tree? Do we, let's see, exit the path and enter the thicker woods to go around the tree, or return to the east? Area, what is this? 15. All right, Chad, what should we do? $ vote space 1, we attempt to crawl under the tree. $ vote space 2, we exit the path and enter the thicker woods to go around the tree. And $ vote space 3 means we return to the east. Oh, Chad is in some disagreement. I would inspect the tree, then crawl. Well, you did, Lotwook. The tree has a lot of pine needles on it. Definitely a pine tree. Unquestionably pine in nature. I don't mean to needle you or anything, but... So no animal's ready to jump at me from it. Oh, well, listen, I mean, that's an inspection of a different color. I mean, one thing I will say is you do not, I can tell you this, it does not look from an inspection as if there are obvious anything living, around the tree in terms of big animals and stuff like that. You don't see any of that. What do you take me for, a sap? Listen, I think your bark may be worse than your bite. Maybe you're trying to branch out, but I think you should leave it alone. There's no reason to needle me. What are you, pining for a different game? Let's go. I'll opine on it. Nice. All right, well, we got a tie right now, chat. We need a vote breaker. We have 2 people who want to crawl under the tree and 2 people who want to exit the path and enter the thicker woods to go around the tree. So I'm going to last call this. Now we cedar violence inherent in ARV system. That joke was okay, I would say. I am no Tom Bombadil. All right, one more vote, chat. We need either $vote space 1 to crawl under the tree, $vote space 3 to exit the path. You can also change your vote from one to the other with $change vote space and then to whatever the vote is that you want to change it to. So get your votes in now, chat. Yes, that's right, Echo. What's it going to be? We got 2 votes for crawl, 2 votes for exit the path. What should we do with the drunken sailor? Okay. Going once. Thank you, Configuration Queen. Good to see you, by the way. Going twice. All right. You are going to attempt to crawl under the tree. You are leapt upon by 5 rabid squirrels. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Lotwook. Just kidding. Crawling under the tree, you are shocked to find the corpse of an orc. What measure of bad luck this creature had is astounding. All right, chat. Do you wish to $vote space 1, loot the orc, $vote space 2, keep crawling. $vote space, we will lumber our way there. Wouldn't you like to know? $vote space 1, we loot the orc, $vote space 2, we keep on crawling. Keep on crawling. What's up, Nonstop? Are those squirrels recruitable? Excuse me, sir. You seem a little nuts. If you'd like to squirrel anything away for your retirement, perhaps you'd like to join me. That would be quite a tale. True facts. Right. We're respectfully checking to see if there are letters from Ma so we can notify her what happened to her kid. Exactly. It's the right thing to do. We're just being ethical is what we're doing. Like, that's, I have to say, I shouldn't have said anything. I wonder if, does anyone know what I guess it would be the genus, right, of the squirrel is? So you know that, like, rabbits are, I believe, vulpine, and wolf is lupine, right, and dog is canine, and cat is feline. What is the squirrel version of that? Squirpine? Like, what? I honestly, I was curious because, I don't know. Just makes me wonder. Vermpine? Or vermin? I don't know. I'm stumped. Well, I think if you had an education that was more rooted, Lotwook, in science, you might be okay for this. Vermintide, cute dragon. Genus Scurius, is that what it is? And I don't know are squirrels rodents? Well, no, because, I don't know. So if they're rodents, then it would be... Yeah, that's right. They do. Right. They do. Interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I guess so. Rats with bushy tails. Well, and then you have bats that are basically mice with wings. Okay. All right. You have decided to shamefully loot the orc. Help the orc by telling. In all, you find a tarnished but wicked-looking short sword. It has a 15% chance of breaking if it strikes a target, but it inflicts 1d6 plus 1 slashing damage due to its jagged blade. So my first question is, are we taking the short sword? A tarnished but wicked-looking short sword. 15% chance of breaking if it strikes a target, but it inflicts 1d6 plus 1 slashing damage due to its jagged blade. So question is... Hold on. Do we take the short sword or not? $ vote space 1, we take the sword. $ vote space 2, we don't take the sword. Take it or not? So it would be... And how would you pronounce that? Is that Scuridine? Is that sure, like SCI, like sh? Or is it sk with a hard C? Scuridine. The sword is not in a stone. The sword is in an orc sheath. The orc is in a faceplant dead on the ground at the moment. If you can withdraw the sword from this orc sheath, you will be the true person that got a sword from a dead orc. Yeah, I mean, that's true. We wouldn't leave it behind. Wouldn't leave it behind. No, we would not. Because to do so, because this sword is definitely larger than life. So, scurrilous rumors. All right, it sounds like we are taking the short sword with us. Okay, so this is again, let's see, tarnished short sword. Okay, tarnished. Tarnished short sword. %15 chance to break on hit. All right. That's what we need. There we go. All right, and that is the tarnished short sword. We are not proficient in it, by the way. So that means that we're just looking at a +2. Oops. +2. +2, and the damage is 1d6 + 1. Slashing damage. There we go. We also find 7 gold pieces. Do you have any gold to begin with? Oh, we do. 7 gold pieces, so that's 51 gold. Let's see. Okay, 51 gold. I need to find a more easy. We're giving off a corny pun one after the other. Hard Securidine. So it's a Securidine. So these creatures are Scuridine. Okay. All right, that's interesting. So 51 gold. 51 gold. And we have 28 silver. So that is 70 silver, I believe now. 70 silver. And we find a ruby worth 50 gold. Now, I have a question. It says, if you take the ruby, you suffer bad luck on your next combat. Your first attack roll in your next encounter is at disadvantage. The negative effect ends at that point, and no more bad luck is conveyed. So if we take this ruby, we have one turn of combat in our next combat, which is done at disadvantage. Right now we have a normal ruby. This would give us another ruby for 50 gold. So question, chat. Are you willing to take that hit? Again, it's just disadvantage on our first combat attack the next time we have a combat attack, and that's it. So do we do it or not? $ vote space 1, yes, take the ruby. $ vote space 2, don't take the ruby. $ vote space 1, take the ruby. $ vote space 2, do not take the ruby. And keep going, chat. I am just looking quickly at the map here. There we go. Okay. Just making sure. Think we should find a mouse in the woods and begin combat. The benefit of the ruby, it's worth 50 gold. It just is more gold for us. You know, we have... Right now, we have what? We've got 51 gold, 70 silver, and we have the other ruby that's 25 gold. It's just another ruby. More money. With mind on my money, on my money, on my mind. All right, looks like people want to take the ruby. But I will last call this. And then we'll have to remember, next combat, if we take it, next combat, just the first round will be at disadvantage. After that, it goes away and like our little... I wonder if that's like we're cursed because we stole it from the orc. But they're like, yeah, but it's an orc and he was a bad guy, so whatever. Like, yeah, you get a minor... Yeah, you get a little curse. It's like you're cursed to remember the Backstreet Boys song you thought you'd forgotten forever. You know, it's not like a big curse. It's just, you know... It's not a major curse. All right, we're going to take the ruby. Ruby. 50 GP. Okay. All right. Backstreet's back. All right. Hey, what's up, Brennan? How are you? How are you? Welcome over on YouTube. Good to see you, Brennan. Don't suppose we have inspirations stored up. We do not, but I would point out that there are inspirations available that are part of the monthly inspirations. We do have one more D&D session coming up this month on Tuesday with By the Dice Roll. And so there's that. But otherwise, we do have inspirations. I don't know who. I don't know, and this is who we've got. Echo has got one. People in chat right now. Nonstop's got one. Prince Justin's got one. I don't know whether there are any of the channel ones left. I think there are channel point ones left. I don't think we've used those for this month. So technically, people could also pick up a channel point inspiration. Don't do it, though, unless we need it and you want to then use your channel points. Don't do it ahead of time, because the inspirations are only going to last until the end of the month. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So we have taken the ruby, and now we are heading along down the line. Okay. As we go underneath here, let me reveal more of the secret. Ooh, this map has got a secret. Uh-huh. Ooh, look at this. All right. And let me see. Is that actually the full... Okay. So, this looks like, chat, a lake, so to speak. You're saving money right now? Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I got it. I got you. Okay. You can feel a slight downward slope to the path as you move deeper into the wood. Through the trees, you see a lake directly ahead. The path ends at a narrow gravel shoreline. A canoe is beached on the shore, and a pair of paddles lie inside. Let's see. The lake looks to be fairly shallow as boulders penetrate the surface at various locations. But the entire scene is dominated by a wall of green fog that stretches from the east to the west, bisecting the lake. The fog is impenetrable and reaches 20 feet above the surface of the lake. All right, so, chat, we have some options as to what we would like to do. What should we do? Should we take the canoe into the lake? Should we cross the lake by swimming? Should we attempt to track the most recent visitors, or return to the north? All right, chat. $ vote space 1 means we take the canoe into the lake. $ vote space 2 means we try to cross the lake by swimming. $ vote space 3 means we attempt to track the most recent visitors. And $ vote space 4 means we return to the north. What will it be? This is Gamer. Yeah, I thought that's what that was. What's up, Gamer Emmy? I know you quite well. I figured that's what it was because from ArvCon, supporter donations, things like that. It's good to see you, man. I hope all's well. Welcome over to YouTube there. It is good to see you in either place. Okay, so we got take the canoe into the lake or attempt to track the most recent visitors. So, $ vote space 1, canoe. 2, cross the lake by swimming. 3, track the most recent visitors. 4, return to the north. Last call is up. So we're going once. $ vote space 2. Going once. Sorry. I already know about that. Going twice. Okay. We are taking the canoe into the lake. Take that canoe into the lake. All right. You get into the canoe, and it is surprisingly easy to navigate. It's almost as if it drives itself. Moving out into the lake, you approach the wall of fog. Despite your attempts to direct the canoe in another direction, you are heading directly for the fog. All right, chat, what do we do? Do we jump out of the canoe, or do we hold on and enter the fog? What's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1 means we jump out of the canoe. $ vote space 2 means we hold on and enter the fog. I got you. That makes sense, Brendan. I'm probably going to refer to you as Brendan, not Gamer, because I'm going to be looking at your name on YouTube when this is happening. This will mean our deaths, but hey ho. All right. Last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We're going to try to hold on. On entering the fog, a wave of burning pain and nausea assaults your body and mind. The air tastes of poison, and acid burns at your skin and eyes. Uh-oh. This seems bad. Let me see. We take 2 points of acid damage. Okay, that could be worse. 2 points of acid damage. Which means we are currently sitting at 5 hit points. Oh, whoops. Once again, I screwed that up. Excuse you. Oh, I see why. There we go. There we go. It's not really the... We would like that. Actually, wait a second. Let me just check something here. Oh, that's even better. I can just do that. Hey, look at that. Five. What? There we go. Okay, we have 5 hit points. We'll never forget about this. That's true. Okay, now, there's good news, though, chat. We have taken damage, which is not great. However, so we take that acid damage. So we can either continue or, let me close that. We can either continue, that's $ vote space 1, or number 2, we can try to submerge ourselves and go beneath the wall of fog, because it doesn't seem to go below the surface of the water. So $ vote space 1 means we attempt to continue. $ vote space 2 means we attempt to submerge ourselves in the water and go beneath the wall of fog. $ vote space 1, continue. $ vote space 2, go beneath the wall. Yeah. Deep breath. Exactly. I saw this in the abyss. Ah, yes, that's fair, Brendan. That's fair. Yeah, I gotta do a little more with looking at live stream. Like I do live streaming on YouTube as well now, of course, but I need to look at like what the actual experience is because I spend so much time, like when I'm doing live streaming stuff, I spend so much time on Twitch. So I should take a little bit of a look on see how the YouTube live streaming experience is. Okay, all right. So we have 3 votes so far to submerge and go below. Going once. Going twice. All right. We're going to do it. Using every second of air, yes, ale. Using every second of air your lungs can hold, you swim as hard as you can, but finally have to surface for air. Coming up, you realize you have made it past the wall of fog. It now lies behind you. The lake's shoreline is not far off, and you can see a path leading from a gravel beach. We have found ourselves to a new area. Chat, good job. Just took us, going through fog first to cause issues. There we go. All right, so crawling out of the cold water, you welcome the dry land and sun. The forest on this side of the fog wall looks much like it did on the other side. There is a quiet that pervades the area. Let's see. Where was I? Yes. There's a quiet that pervades the area. Few birds seem to be about, and even the constant chatter of insects is diminished. A path leads away from the lake and into the woods to the south. So, should we cross the lake again by swimming? We just came from there. Should we follow the path to the south? Or should we attempt to track the most recent visitors to the area? What's it going to be, chat? $sign vote space 1, we cross the lake again by swimming. $sign vote space 2, follow the path to the south. $sign vote space 3, attempt to track the most recent visitors to the area. And yeah, that makes sense, Brendan. I'd say that's fair. Let's gain some endurance. Of course, we just came from the lake, to be clear. We did just come from this. I don't know if I should have put down cross the lake by swimming because we literally just came from the lake. Just to be clear. Hi, Zorgazel. But just to be clear, we did literally just come from the lake just now. So, just, we're here now. Just saying. It's a good day for a swim. It's a good day to get yourself killed. With a little poison gas. He gets some laps in with a little poison gas. Okay. All right, last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We're going to track the most recent visitors to the area. Okay, so Echo, I need you again to do a wisdom survival check for me. So that again is going to be D20 plus 2. If you could roll that in chat, that would be lovely. We are getting the D20 is right. So we rolled a 6. Okay. A grand total of 6. I don't suppose anyone wants to use inspiration on that, do they? It's a little rough, that D20 right there. Theoretically. Maybe. Possibly. Do I doubt your dice skills? I mean, I'm saying everyone has an off day, Echo, All right. Let's see. So, as the options are concerned. So, no, it says you don't know exactly what made them. I know how to roll prime. That's true. You don't know what made them, but there is no question that all of the boot tracks, which are everywhere, are leading to the south. So you don't know what made them. That probably would be what would have happened if you had made the survival check. But all of the boot tracks are leading down the path to the south. So with that said, now that we know that, all the boot tracks leading to the south, are we doing that or not? $ vote space 1, head to the south after the boot tracks. $ vote space 2, don't do that. All right. Going once. Going twice. And there we go. All right. So we are going to go to the south. The path on this side of the fog is certainly less worn and traveled. However, the trees seem older and the forest is ancient by any standard. There is an acrid smell in the air, though it is faint. Just ahead, the path splits, with one path continuing south and the other heading off to the east. Now, we have 3 choices on this one, chat, because we already came from the north, so we're not going to go back that way now. So we can either follow the path to the east, or we can follow the path to the south, or attempt to track the most recent visitors. What's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 2, we follow the path to the east. $ vote space 1, follow the path to the east. $ vote space 2, follow the path to the south. $ vote space 3, attempt to track the most recent visitors. What's it going to be? Get your votes in now, chat. All right, we're looking like we're following the path to the south. All right, last call. Everyone now is all traumatized about having to try to do the tracking, is what happened there. All right, going once. Going twice. South it is. Okay, we're going to go south. Which is, where is that? South, south, south. Okay. All right. Area 20. Which I think is like the bottom of the map, I believe. Just making sure, but I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So we got to the bottom of the map finally. The smell of charred wood and fire drifts up the path. Just ahead, you can see a very old stone tower. It is burned in many places and smoke rises from its center. Several corpses lie about the tower, and all but one appear to be kobolds. The larger corpse is that of a man dressed in leather armor. A short sword lies near his outstretched arm, and an arrow is embedded in his chest. Just to the south of the tower, within 50 yards, is a strange sight. A large 100-foot wide circular area is inset with stones, forming a platform that is no more than 6 inches above the forest floor. A 20-foot wide road stretches eastward from the platform. The road is cobbled with stone and is also set about 6 inches higher than the ground. No trees overhang the platform, but the road is covered by the long branches of nearby trees. The road follows the contour of the hilly ground, and you can only see about 100 yards beyond the platform. All right. That's a lot of stuff going on. So, here's what we can do. Do you wish to, should we circle the tower? And investigate the grounds? Should we enter the tower? Should we follow the... well, we already came from the north, so never mind that. Should we investigate the platform? Or follow the road? All right, Chow, what do we think? Do we circle the tower and investigate the grounds? That's $ vote space 1. Do we enter the tower? That's $ vote space 2. Do we investigate the platform? That's $ vote space 3. Or do we follow the road? That is $ vote space 4. What should we do, Chad? What should we do when we do this thing? What should we do when we do this thing? If we follow the road, will we find a yellow wood? Exactly. Well, and we won't be able to travel both and be one traveler, which means long might we stood. As he messes it up for the rhyme. Hi, Mrs. Dunsel. Welcome, welcome. All right, so $ vote space 1, circle the tower, investigate the grounds. 2, enter the tower. 3, investigate the platform. 4, follow the yellow brick road. That's not the yellow brick road. It's a road of stones. My little horse must think it queer to stand without a tower near. Very nice, very nice. All right, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, we are going to investigate the platform. The stone platform is 100 feet in diameter and looks to be a perfect circle. The stones are weather-worn and smooth. Near the center of the platform, you find what looks to be an oblong green plate. It is incredibly strong, yet somewhat pliable. You swear it looks like a fish scale, but the fish would have to be gigantic. You toss it in your pack, thinking it is worth 50 gold pieces. All right, so we have an oblong... green plate. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So now that we've investigated the platform, we can move this. Oops. Now I can get rid of that. All right. So now what we have is we can circle the tower and investigate the grounds, enter the tower, or follow the road. What's it going to be, Chad? And the road goes to the east. So $ vote space 1 is circle the tower, investigate the grounds. $ vote space 2 is to enter the tower. And $ vote space 3 is follow the road. Share the load. Follow the road. All right, circling the tower, investigating the grounds. Okay, we're going to last call, last call. Seems like people are interested possibly in circling the tower and investigating the grounds. Going once, going twice. Okay. So, time to circle the tower. The corpses of 6 kobolds lie dead. All have been killed in battle and display wounds from swords. A bandit also lies slain amongst the kobolds. All right, so that's what you discover about the grounds, which means now you have a very simple decision, which is just, do we enter the tower or do we follow the road? $ vote space 1 is enter the tower. $ vote space 2 is follow the road. Okay, oh, we got a lot of people want to enter this tower. Time to see Matthew McConaughey. The road is not yellow. I was wondering about that, but no. It is not a yellow brick road. All right. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We are entering the tower, definitively. If there was anything of interest within the tower, it has been incinerated. The remains of a staircase lead to the burnt-out roof. The roof must have collapsed and burned. Here and there you can see shards of glass. Someone may have used oil flasks to burn the tower. The embers and ash at your feet are still very hot, and smoke drifts up the tower like a chimney. There is nothing of interest in the tower. But as you exit, you are confronted by several kobolds that look extremely angry. With a screech, the kobolds leap to attack. They must blame you for the carnage. Roll for initiative! Blarg! Time to roll for initiative. So, we're looking at D20 plus 1. Let's get some music going. It's time to battle. We need combat music. Is not it. We need combat music. Let's see. Is it this one? Nope. Nope. I guess we could do this, actually. And we have that penalty. Right, we have disadvantage on the first attack. That's right. Here's Amansu. All right, so D20. So Echo, if you could roll, please, D20 plus 1. And I'm going to do the same on my end for the kobolds. Are you sure that you're rolling? Can you roll D20 again? I just want to double check something. Huh. All right. I guess it's working. Okay, so you rolled a 3. Well, my folks rolled a not much better, but it was a 4, so that's enough. All right, so 4 kobolds. 4 kobolds. 4 kobolds. All right. All right, let me just get my stats here. Okay. So. Bow, bow, bow. Okay. Let's see. So. We've got that. Okay. 5, 5, 5. Right. Okay. So, they are going to surround you. No, not a roll. This is going to be for their attack first. So they're going to try to rush in on you and attack. All right, we've got, let's see. Ooh. Okay, there's 22. Okay. This might be a problem because this might be a problem because they get advantage on attack rolls. Oh, wait, actually, wait, I take that back because they do have disadvantage because they are fighting in the sunlight. So I take that back. They have sunlight sensitivity. So that means they are going to hit twice, not all 4 times, which is what would have happened. Let's see. You're still a little, yeah, more than a little. All right, between the two of them, you are going to take a grand total of 4. Count them 4. Oh, we have that heart silver, though, which is the 2 hit point buffer. I forgot about that. So, actually, we're going to take not 4. We will take a grand total of 2 because of heart silver. So, we're going to take 2 hit points of damage. So, we are now down to 3. Forgot about that heart silver. Okay. All right. So now it is our turn to go. And my recommendation, Chad, is going to be that we wipe these guys out fast because we are going to have a hard time surviving another round. Now, we're going to have disadvantage on our attack roll, which means, as Prince Justin points out, which means maybe we might want to think about using something else, like, say, a spell. Now, we happen to have with us Magic Missile, right? We happen to have that. So one thing we could do is we could shoot out this Magic Missile and try to take out a couple of these at the very least. Yeah. So the question is, chat, do we attack normally? We have 3 choices. Well, we could also run, but that's going to provoke an attack of opportunity. So do we attack normally? $ vote space 1, or do we attack using a spell, presumably Magic Missile? $ vote space 2. So 1, we attack normally. $ vote space 2, we attack using Magic Missile. Use our Magic Missile spell. $ vote space 1, attack. $ vote space 2, pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew. Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, ba, 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 ba. All right. So, going once. Going twice. And sold. A spell it is. All right, so we are going to shoot Magic Missile, which has the powerful effect of being able to hit more than one creature at the same time. Okay, so let's see as we do this. 3 glowing darts of magical force, which is 1d4 plus 1. I just to save time, I'm going to assume that we do 2 on one and 1 on another, just because I think it's the most efficient way to deal with these things. So with all that said, Echo, can I have you please roll, first of all, 1d4 plus 1. This is one of the magic missiles. Very nice. 5. That kills one of them outright. Now we have a second one. So one of them is dead. We have a second one. Go ahead and do the same thing. Yeah, good stuff, Echo. 3. Okay, and then roll that one last time. 1d4 plus 1 again. Okay, nice. So, rolled 5 again. All right, so nice work there. So, 2 of the kobolds are dead. So, you took out 2 of them. Very good, very good. The next round begins. Okay. Very nice. And this second time, I think they're going to miss us because of that disadvantage fighting in sunlight. Let me just make sure. Yeah, both of them miss us. One with a, let me see. Yep. $13 and a 13. Very nice, very nice. Magic missile for when a mage wants to go pew pew. Oh, which reminds me. We have now used... All right, we've now used 2 spell slots. So that means we are out of first level spells. We're going to have to rest before we use any more, which we might want to do a short rest anyway, but... okay, so we've used those. Right, so the kobolds missed, which is nice. Now we need to fire back. So, chat, we could use a cantrip. We could use Firebolt or Ray of Frost or Shocking Grasp because they actually are within melee range of us. We could do that. Or we could attack with our dagger. So, let me see. Let me put this up here. Do we... And actually, they're in melee range, so... Well, you could take a step back, but basically that's not going to work. We have to attack with Shocking Grasp, or because they're both in melee range. Except no substitute, exactly. Okay, $ vote space 1 means we attack with Shocking Grasp. $ vote space 2 means we attack with our dagger. Now, I will say that the dagger does have, powerful against these things if you hit it. However, you can also make a melee spell attack against the target. So if you hit with this thing, it takes 1d8 damage, lightning damage. Or you can try to attack with the dagger. And you do have a magical dagger, which is a dagger that would be 1d4 plus 5 to attack, and does 1d4. Actually, more than that because it's plus 2 against humanoids. So that would actually be 1d. It would actually be d20 plus 6 with the dagger, and it would be 1d4 plus 5 for the damage. So $ vote space 1 is attack with shocking grasp. $ vote space 2 is attack with dagger. We have 2 of these guys left. This is the dagger that we just made magical with the power of the altar. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so far we have 2 votes in. 2 votes, only 2? No one else? Any other votes? $ vote space 1, attack with shocking grasp. $ vote space 2, attack with dagger. Last call. Last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. Attack with a magical dagger it is. Okay, so these are humanoids. So we're looking at D20 plus 6. I believe it is, Echo. D20 plus 6. 16, that is more than enough to hit these guys. So now the next step. The next step is to roll damage. So that is going to be 1d4 plus 5 damage because of the fact it's against humanoids. So 1d4 plus 5, if you would. (1d4 plus 5). That is a 7. That absolutely wipes that one out, which means you are now facing just the single kobold, who is now, again, attacking at disadvantage. And is going to miss again because of that disadvantage, which means now we get a chance. I'm going to assume that you're going to want to attack again because you attacked the first time. So go ahead and do that 1d20 plus 6 again, Echo. No, it doesn't run away like a coward. It still seems really mad. Super mad. You rolled a 1? A 1? Wow. I haven't seen shooting that bad since St. John's earlier today. Hey-oh! Unfortunately, a 7 is not going to get the job done. He fights back, but fortunately, a double critical miss. Wow. All right, Echo, let's try that again. Second verse, same as the first. Double critical miss. I rolled 2 1s. Hey, that's more like it. All right, 17, that hits. So now you roll the 1d4 plus 5 for the damage. And you rolled a 6. That is enough. That one drops. Well, well, well. All right. The creature is dead. Ding dong. The creature is dead. Good work in the end, Echo. All right. So we're sitting now at 3 current hit points, which means we're back to number 20. Now, the question that I have here is, let's make sure we get this right. Okay, so chat, now the question is, we have 3 choices, basically, because all the kobolds are dead. So the only options we have left now are to basically follow the road to the east. But before we do that, We also have the option to do a short rest first. Now remember, short rests always have the danger associated with them, or often do, of having a wandering monster stop by. But we also could therefore use it to try to get healed because we're sitting at 3 hit points. So the question is, do we wish to rest or not? $ vote space 1 means we rest. $ vote space 2 means we follow our road to the east. So $ vote space 1 is short rest. $ vote space 2, we head to the east. Exactly. Apparently they don't have anything other than just, they have these very cheap raggedy slings and these very crappy basically short swords. That's it. No gold, no money. No money. More money, more money. So $ vote space 1 means that we are going to take a short rest. $ vote space 2 means that we are going to forge on. All right, last call, last call. All right. Short rest it is. I do not blame you, chat. I think that makes some sense. All right. So I need to... There is a wandering monster table. Okay, hang on a second while I get this going. As I find the table. Just looking for an index, and apparently I don't have one. Okay, that's fine. There isn't anything on the map itself, is there? There is not. All right. So... Okay. Okay. Let me roll. Okay. Right. Okay, there's that. I have that somewhere else. I do. Okay. All right. You will be happy to know, chat, that a wandering monster does not appear. What to my wandering monster should appear does not appear. So that leaves us to the short rest. So we're going to take a period of downtime that's at least 1 hour long. And during that time, we can spend 1 or more hit dice up to the character's maximum number of hit dice, which is equal to the character's level. So right now, we use, as far as hit dice is concerned, 1d6. We only have 1. So we're going to roll 6. So Echo, I'm going to ask you to roll a 1d6. I think high would be better. It'd be great if you could get high. That'd be nice. So please roll a 6-sided die. So remember the part where I said roll high? All right. It looks like we're going for... Looks like it's going to be that, chat. Looks like we're going for a big old 4. Sigh. I wonder actually if we have any healing potions or anything. We do not. We just have that heart silver, that 2 hit point buffer thing. Risk is a great part. I should have specified high. I did. I said roll high. I did specify. Okay. All right. So we take the rest, and then we head off to follow the road. Okay. The road rises and falls with the topography and twists and turns just enough that you can never see more than 100 yards to your front. Massive trees, gnarled by hundreds of years of growth, flank the road and restrict your vision. The forest seems more ancient here, and something dark and sinister claws at your mind. You feel that you do not belong here, but your curiosity is winning the battle over fear. Coming around a particularly sharp turn, you see 4 men in what appears to be a heated argument. Oh, and I forgot that I didn't reveal this part. Sorry. Reveal. There we go. Involved in what appears to be a heated argument. The men notice your approach and weapons are drawn in a flash. 3 of the men carry short swords and wear black leather armor. The 4th man, clearly from the east, wears colorful red and purple robes. The largest of the bandits slashes at the man, but his strike only cuts his robes. The man runs eastward, while the brigands turn their attention on you, and they charge. The bandits attack with little discipline or order. Clearly, they are more adept at the sneak attack. So what this says is that you automatically win initiative, and we may make an action prior to the 3 bandits' movement. They're also 100 feet away, and it will take them 2 rounds to reach you. They cannot attack until the 3rd round. So that basically means that you can get off an attack, and then you can attack again during the actual course of the round. So, the question is, chat, what do we want to attack with? We can't do it with a dagger yet because they're too far away. So the choices that we have are... We've used up our magic missiles and all that. So what we could do is, we could do... Let me see Ray of Frost. Let me see the range on the Ray of Frost. Let's see. Ray of Frost range is 60 feet. They're too far away. Can't do that. Let me see about the Firebolt. Maybe he just likes Eastern styles. That's right. So we could do the Firebolt. All right. So chat, your choices are, we could use the Firebolt. It's a ranged spell attack against this creature. Or we could use our light crossbow. So either we do Firebolt, which would be 1d20 plus 4 to hit, or we use our light crossbow, which is 1d20 plus 3 to hit. So what do you think, chat? Are we going to go with, as I pull up my thing, $ vote space 1, Firebolt, $ vote space 2, Crossbow Bolt. Firebolt or Crossbow Bolt? $ vote space 1, Firebolt, $ vote space 2, Crossbow Bolt. And there are 3 of these bandits. What? Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. I thought I opened that one. Okay, my bad. There we go. Sorry about that. Try it again. My bad. Now it should be ready. $ vote space 1, Firebolt, $ vote space 2, Crossbow Bolt. Sorry about that. I did it closed on itself. Maybe because I closed it by accident because I was trying for something. $ vote space 1, Firebolt, $ vote space 2, Crossbow Bolt. And the Firebolt, this is a cantrip, be aware, so that you're not going to use it up. Looks like a lot of people are looking at the crossbow bolt here. Okay. All right, I'm going to last call this. Going once. Going twice. And sold to the people. Okay. All right. You are firing a crossbow bolt. All right. So go ahead here. 1d20 Echo. We're looking at 1d20 plus 3. 1d20 plus 3 to see if we hit this deadly bandit. So yes, Echo, roll 1d20 plus 3, please. If you're still there. Oh, there we go. 1d20 plus 3, that you roll an 11. An 11 is not enough, I am sorry to say. Okay, now that was just before they started moving. Now you get the chance to actually attack twice before they hit. So, no, it's fine, it's fine. So, okay, again, let's try. I guess I'm going to assume that chat wants to keep using crossbow bolts unless someone says, no, really, let's do fire bolts. But assuming that's not the case, then I need you to roll again for the first regular round. They can't get there until the third round. The second round, there will be another option, though. So go ahead and fire the crossbow bolt again there, Echo. 1d20 plus 3. Yeah, that's a clean miss. Okay. Now, the second round, as these 3 bandits charge in on you, getting ever closer. Really might want to hit them one of these times. Okay, you do have another option, though, which is that now they're close enough that you could use a Ray of Frost if you wanted. So a Ray of Frost... So a Ray of Frost is a ranged spell attack, and again, that's 1d20 plus 4. That will do 1d8 damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet when you hit it. So you could do a firebolt, you could do a Ray of Frost, or you could try yet another crossbow bolt, which has been super effective so far, by which I mean not at all. So, firebolt, Ray of Frost, or crossbow bolt. What's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1 for firebolt, $ vote space 2 for Ray of Frost, $ vote space 3 for the crossbow bolt. Distance of our foe at this point is, let's see, 37, 70. They are now within 40 feet. Ray of Frost range is 60, so these guys are now within 40 feet. So $ vote space 1 is firebolt. Again, cantrip, so you're not going to lose it if you use it. And it's plus 4. $ vote space 1, firebolt, that's d20 plus 4. $ vote space 2, Ray of Frost, d20 plus 4. Or $ vote space 3, crossbolt is d20 plus 3. So firebolt and Ray of Frost are plus 4, crossbow bolt is plus 3. And again, these are cantrips, so you don't lose spell slots. I'm not fully understanding why Chad is deciding to use weapons. I'm not totally understanding this. I'm sure there may be a reason that I'm not seeing. But also, you may feel free. I mean, I will say that it's possible they might be resistant to one of these things, but at the moment, they just look like your garden variety bandits that are not very coordinated, let's say it that way. I mean, one thing, I guess, is that the crossbow bolt does a minimum of 2 damage and a maximum of 10. The ray of the firebolt does a minimum of... Let's see. What does the Firebolt do? Firebolt... Firebolt does a minimum of 1 damage and a maximum of 10. So basically the crossbow bolt is minimum of 2, maximum of 9. And the Firebolt is a minimum of 1, a maximum of 10. And the Ray of Frost is a minimum of 1, maximum of 8, plus slowed 10%, or 10 feet. Okay. All right, we're going to last call this. All right, let's see. So going once. Going twice. Okay. Firebolt it is. Okay. So a ranged spell attack. So again, this is going to be D20 plus 4, Echo. D20 plus 4. Make it a good one. D20 plus 4 to hit one of these bandits. Fire. Brian, fire. Ugh. These rolls have been interesting. And by interesting, I mean not great. Nope, that is a miss, I'm afraid. All right, they have now arrived at the scene. So you will have a chance. They'll be able to basically get to you this turn, but you can fire one more before you're dealing what you're dealing with. I would highly recommend that you wipe out one of these bandits this turn, or you're going to be in big trouble. So let's do this thing. $sign vote space 1 is Firebolt. $sign vote space 2 is Ray of Frost. $sign vote space 3 is Crossbow Bolt. Okay, we got 2 votes for Firebolt, 1 vote for Crossbow Bolt. I'm gonna last call this. Doop, boop, boom, 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 boom. All right. All right, I'm gonna last call this. Going once. Going twice. All right, let's do this. All right. Echo, you need to roll like you've never rolled before. Chat, do we want to inspire? Do we want to do something? Kind of need to hit here. Kind of can't miss. It's true. But I mean, the other thing is that that we don't have a lot of choices there, because they obviously have there's like the buy the dice roll thing coming up on Tuesday. So I get there's we're heading towards the end of the month now, but unfortunately you cannot inspire yourself. Hey, 22 is a hit. All right. Okay, now you roll 1d10. Two damage, huh? Well, interesting. So 2 damage. They have appeared. They have arrived. Okay. Let's see. So okay. Okay. So they hit once out of those 3 times. We're looking at, okay, that. All right. That is looking at a... That is going to do 3 points of damage. We are in huge trouble, chat. Huge, huge trouble. I hate to sugarcoat it. I don't want to sugarcoat it, rather, but like... Well, we are in big trouble. We have... Oh, actually, wait a minute. I keep forgetting about Heart Silver. Okay, so wait a second, though. So that means that instead of doing the 3 damage they would have done, they only actually do 3 minus 2. They only do 1 damage. I take that back. I keep forgetting about Heart Silver. So we do actually have 3 hit points. So that's still not amazing, but it's better than it would be. My bad. I forgot about that. Okay. So now that we are upon them and they are upon us, we can no longer do the crossbow bolt or the Ray of Frost or the firebolt. So now what we have instead is the magical dagger. Actually, I don't have to write that down. Magical dagger or shocking grasp. So what's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1 is magical dagger. Again, these are humanoids. So this is going to be D20 plus 6. And the damage inflicted would be 1d4 plus 5. Or we could use shocking grasp. And shocking grasp is lightning. That would do, that would take 1d8 lightning damage and would not be able to take reactions until the start of its turn. And it would be a melee spell attack, which again is, which is plus 4. So, chat, do we wish to do a, I can pull up my number, too many windows. All right, $ vote space 1. Oh, I think I may have made a mistake there. Sorry, I rolled it again, Echo. I apologize. $ vote space 1 is going to be using the dagger. $ vote space 2 is shocking grasp. My fault. I accidentally closed that. $ vote space 1 is the dagger. $ vote space 2 is shocking grasp. No, we're figuring out what we're actually using. And yes, then the if you use the dagger, it'll be D20 plus 6. If you use and it will be 1d4 plus 5 damage. If you use shocking grasp, it would be 1d20 plus 4, and it would take 1d8 lightning damage. So in terms of like the more effective attack, it's probably the dagger, assuming that these are not resistant to whatever the dagger does. So $ vote space 1 for a dagger attack, chat. $ vote space 2 for shocking grasp. Can't do the range stuff because they're on top of you now. So. All right. Last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, here we go. The time has come. All right, Echo. So 1d20 plus 6. Trying to hit the injured bandit. 1d20 plus 6. Oh my God, Echo. What are these rolls? Jesus. 2? I want to know what negative karma you've been engaged in over the last week. That is a miss. Oh, man. All right. I rolled an 8. Yeah, you rolled an 8 thanks to your 2 plus 6 that the dagger gives you. I rolled an 8. If you had rolled an 8, you would have hit him. An actual 8. All right, let's see. All right, 2 of these are going to hit. The first one, Heart Silver is going to block because they only use 1 point of damage and Heart Silver buffers 2. The second one, though, is going to be 3 buffer 1, so that means we're down to 2 on current hit points. Not great. Not great. Saturday night, I blame your wins. Yeah, it could very well be. It could very well be. All right. Next round, we're going to stick with this Echo. So again, 1d20 plus 6. 6. 1d20 plus 6. That's a miss. I think we're in trouble, chat. I be the baddies, you be the adventure. How about we switch it up? Yeah, by the time we do that, you'll start like freaking critical hitting every time. All right, well, the good news is only one of them hit. The bad news is we're very low on hit points already. All right, well, so that was 3, buffer 2, meaning that we have 1 hit point left. It's the final hit point. All right, here we go again. You have got to kill at least one of them here, Echo, or we're going to be in big trouble. 11. Echo, what in the name of God? I want to see these rolls. Wait a minute. I want to see these rolls. All right, an 11. So you rolled an 8. Rolled a 1. Rolled a 9. So rolled a 5. Just on the dice roll. 8. 1. 5. 18. That was a good one. 2, 1, and then 5. All right, well, let's see. All right, again, only one of them hit, but they've got to get, if they roll a 2, actually, well, we do have Relentless Endurance, so I guess there is one chance. All right, so 3 minus 2 is 1. That means that drops us to 0. However, because of Relentless Endurance, we do instead drop to 1 single hit point. Because we do have Relentless Endurance. So that means we got one more shot. It's the final countdown. All right. 1d20 plus 6. Mother of Mercy is right. They're the Mother of Mercy. Woo, let's go. Well, all right, they missed. The first 2 missed. They missed. The last one is going to hit with a 17. All right. So the only chance now is if they roll a 1 because of the buffer. Actually, 1 or a 2 because of the buffer. They roll. They roll a 2. They literally roll a 2. Because of the buffer, we do not take damage. All right. This is ridiculous, by the way. All right, go ahead, Echo. D20 plus 6. Heart Silver, the only thing that's standing in the way of saving us. Hey, that's how you hit. Okay, and then it's 1d4 plus 5 damage. 1d4 plus 5. The good news, though, is that the bandit was already injured, so that one actually does kill him. So there are 2 bandits left, but that is funny that you rolled a 1 on that roll. All right, there are 2 of them left. All right, let's see. So 1 critically misses. That's good. The other one does not critically miss, but rolls a 2. Rolls a 2. Still clinging to life barely. All right, 1d20 plus 6 on one of the 2 that remain. A 9 is not going to do it. And the and the last 2 roll 2 critical hits, meaning they do 12 points of damage. And what that means, chat, sadly, is that our boy is dead. That's what that means. So I don't entirely know what that means now. I don't know what that means because, like, I mean, that we died. I mean, you know, we were doing this and then we died because we couldn't hit 5 times in a row. We just missed, flailed wildly all the time. I'm trying to decide if there's a way, because I mean, the thing is, like, so that what they say is, like, if you die, then you just go to the beginning and start again. I don't want to go to the beginning and start again, frankly, because I don't want to go through all of, like, the exploration and all that stuff. We already did that. But I'm wondering what we can do instead as, like, as some kind of punishment. What about this? What if we are able to redo the fight? Like, we start before the fight, but we take away one of our magical items. Either we take away the heart silver, which is that 2 hit point buffer. I don't know. That's pretty good, though. Or we take away, but I mean, maybe. Or we take away okay. Let's do it this way. Let's go back to the fog on the lake. Well, I mean, but wouldn't we be going this way? Isn't that where we would be going? Or are you saying we wouldn't be going that way? I mean, we could do that. I suppose. Submerge the first time instead of taking the acid hit. I see. So bring it back to so submerge the first time instead of taking the acid hit. So basically make the save point. Basically make that. All right, well, this is what I'll say. Here, I'll give us a choice, okay? Either we go back to the fog on the lake and we submerge before the acid hit, which means we go to number 18. Then, so it's like we didn't do 18 or 20. We go to 18. Presumably, we would not go down to the tower. We may or may not go to the bandits, whatever. So we could do that. Or we could do the bandit fight again, except this time we would, as punishment, we would remove something. I guess I would say we would remove either one of our rubies. This seems like a reasonable thing to do. One of our rubies. Yeah, let's just do it that way. So either we remove one of our rubies, right? Or we go back to the fog on the lake. On number 17, we duck under and then come up and we're back at number 18. So we'd basically start at 18. So we could either do the bandit fight again at 21, having lost a ruby, or we start at 18. What do we think? Let me make it a choice. And make it a choice. So $ vote space 1 means we start we start at 18, having lost the ruby. $ vote space 2 means, or actually wait, what did I just say? No, sorry. $ vote space 1 means we start back at 18. $ vote space 2 means we redo the bandit fight, having lost the ruby. So $ vote space 1, 18. $ vote space 2, 21, the bandit fight, having lost a ruby. What do you think? And I hope you have, metaphorically speaking, put these dice in dice jail, Echo, because they sorely deserve it. Okay, so we're thinking 18. Okay. All right, we're going to last call that. Going once. Boy, that... I just couldn't believe it was like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1. And then 22, and then back to 5, 1. Going once. Going twice. Okay. All right, so we're going back to 18. We'll need to be aware that we had a death count in there. So we're going back to number 18. Okay, now the question is, chat, do we wish to go east down the path or go south towards the tower? So what do we think, chat? Go east down the path or go south towards the tower? Now, we know that the tower is south. This time we wouldn't enter the tower because the kobolds obviously are lying in wait, so we wouldn't do that. So we would just presumably go east from there, and then we would have the bandit fight, but at least we have the bandit fight with full hit points. So we could do that, or we could go directly east from where we are, which is over here in 18. I did that wrong, sorry. 18. Go directly east and see what we find here. So we either go directly east from 18 or we go south towards the tower. $ vote space 1 to go down the path to the east. $ vote space 2 to go south towards the tower. And let's get some forest music going on. $ vote space 1, go east down the path. $ vote space 2, go south towards the tower. Please get your votes in. And I suppose the other good news about this is that we will start that, if we do decide to do this, then it means we will start that bandit fight with 1 use of magic missile remaining. So we'll be able to use that, and we know that's not going to miss. All right. Last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. You're going to go south towards the tower. All right. Chad is like, you know what? We want this freaking obnoxious people. Okay. So again, we have the smell of charred wood. We have the fire drifting up the path. So you see the ruined tower. So I'm going to assume then that because there's nothing around the tower, and because the platform has the oblong green scale, and because the outside the tower is nothing, the inside has evil kobolds, I'm going to assume that we're just going to be going east towards the bandits. So the bandits, then we're going to get back into that fight, but this time we're going to be fighting the bandits are in a much more, hopefully, even-handed way. So, which also reminds me that we are now sitting not at that number of hit points. Okay. We are sitting at 7 hit points. We can only hope. Okay. So, do we cast... They're too far away for Ray of Frost. So, do we cast Firebolt? Do we cast Magic Missile? Or do we fire our crossbow? Now, remember, this is before they even start to move. We get 3 attacks on these 3 for free. So, Firebolt, Magic Missile, and then fire crossbow are your options. Firebolt, remember, is a ranged spell attack, d20 plus 4, and it does 1d10 of fire damage. Magic Missile is an automatic hit, and that is going to do 1d4 plus 1 for each of the 3 missiles. So it's just a matter of how much damage they do. And then the crossbow bolt obviously is 1d20 plus 3 and does 1d8 plus 1 if they hit. So $ vote space 1 for Firebolt, $ vote space 2 for Magic Missile, and $ vote space 3 for Crossbow. Pew, 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 pew. I'm sensing some pew-pew in our future chat. Not that kind of pew-pew, the other kind of pew-pew. All right, last call, last call. And going once, going twice. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I might, maybe, I mean, we do that sometimes with the game books, but not necessarily with something like this. I'll think about that, Echo. All right. Right. Okay, we are going to cast Magic Missile. So, 3 of those missiles. So, we're going to go 1d4 plus 1, Echo. So, 1d4 plus 1. Please do not roll a 1. Okay. 4 is much better. All right, 1d4 plus 1 again for the second missile. A 2, okay, so 6 damage. And 1d4 plus 1 again for the last missile. 5. All right, that's actually enough to drop one of the bandits. So now there's only, because that guy had a total of 11 hit points. So there's 2 left as they charge. Now round 1 as they charge, we're out of Magic Missile. So this first round, they are out of range of Ray of Frost as well. So it's only Fire Crossbow or Cast Firebolt. So again, Cast Firebolt is 1d20 plus 4, and the damage would be 1d10. Crossbow is 1d20 plus 3, and the damage is 1d8 plus 1. Okay? So $ vote space 1 to cast Firebolt, $ vote space 2 to fire Crossbow. Next turn, you will have, let's see, you'll still be not in range for Ray of Frost. So this is going to be the choice the next 2 turns here. And now you've only got 2 bandits, which is a lot better than previously. Okay, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, Firebolt it is. Okay, so Firebolt, 1d20 plus 4, please, Echo. 1d20 plus 4. Dramatic 1d20 plus 4. Oh, right. I just realized I should be having the combat music on. Not Forgotten Forest or Forbidden Forest. My bad. Combat. There we go. All right. 1d20 plus 4 on this hit. Or this attempted hit. Boop, boop, boop. 8 is a miss, I'm afraid. Okay, second round, same as the first. You're going to have that same decision to make. So I'm assuming before putting it up that chat already knows what it wants. So I'm going to assume, Echo, that you're just going to do the same thing for this second round. 1d20 plus 4. And then the third round, when they've actually arrived, you'll be able to use, also possibly choose Ray of Frost. But, oh my god. You have been cursed by a Spriggan. 16. Okay. So that last one does finally hit. All right, which is the last round that we're going to get on them. So go ahead and roll 1d10. Eight. All right, that's solid. That's solid. That doesn't kill them, but that hurts them a lot. That does hurt them a lot. Okay. So now that they're close by, they will be able to attack, after which we will then have a decision to make about the dagger. So 2 of them are going to attack. 1 is going to hit. This time I won't forget about the Hearth Silver. And is going to do nothing because that was 1 point, and we have a 2-point buffer because of the Heart Silver one. So, good job. All right, next round. Now, for this one, Echo, I'm assuming you're going to use the dagger because it's 1d20 plus 6. So I'm assuming you're going to use that because it's also going to do more damage against humanoids. So this one is d20 plus 6 against presumably the injured one, I'm guessing. 17 will hit, yes. That will definitely hit. So now you roll for damage 1d4 plus 5 because this is an extra 2 points against humanoids. Uh, 1d4 plus 5. No, 1d4 because this is the damage. 1d4 plus 5. Nice. So that is 8. That, in addition to the 8 damage you already did, that's going to kill that guy. So there's only 1 bandit left. All right, now he's going to attack us. And that is a terrible miss. That's an 8. All right. Okay, dagger time, Echo. D20 plus 6. We got it down to 1 guy. 1 dude. 1d20 plus 6. $18. That will hit. So go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 5 now for the damage. This is starting to feel better. 7. Very good. Very good. All right. He will get a chance to attack us. That is going to be a 15, which will be enough to hit us. But it again does only 1 damage. Minus the 2 for Heart Silver means it doesn't. It's just a glancing blow. The Heart Silver really helps. All right. Next round, chat. Next round, Echo. 7 points. We've already done 7 points of damage to him. So 1d20 plus 6 here to try to take him out. That is a 7. That is not going to do it. Rolling a 1 is not what we're looking for. He is going to attack and is going to hit with a 19. But again, that's the 3rd one I've rolled in a row. That luck is not going to continue. So again, no damage. So here you go. 1d20 plus 6. $19 will hit. Yes. And you've already done, what, 7 damage to him, I believe? So, sorry, 1d6 plus, sorry, 1d4 plus 5 is this other one. Nice, 8 damage. That is enough to kill him because of the damage that was done before. That's how we do it. See, it's like Trent always says, just roll higher. There we go. We actually didn't even get hit because of Heart Silver, which helped us on multiple occasions. There we go. My goodness gracious. Okay, so all the bandits have died. And each bandit has a pouch with 10 gold pieces and 20 silver pieces. We put all that together. That means that there are 30 gold pieces and 60 silver. So we are now up to 81 gold. All right, 81 gold. $81, love it. Okay, and we have now 130 silver. Now, we haven't had to worry about this yet, but if we start getting a bunch of coins that start getting too many, I'm going to start talking a little bit about encumbrance. I don't like doing a lot of that. I'm not a big encumbrance person. I like talking in sort of reasonable, rational terms. But for a single adventurer, there are scenarios where you could be carrying too much. So not there yet, but we could get there. Well, we're going to find out if they're the same ones. Okay, 130 silver. Great. Okay. So we have done that, which means now that the road is clear, you can finish going the rest of the way east. Open up a little bit there. Okay. So the road makes another turn, but this time it levels out and straightens. About 150 feet ahead, the road approaches a platform nearly identical to the one at the start. That's the platform that had the oblong green plate on it. At the center of the circular platform is a bowl-shaped fountain that is easily 20 feet in diameter. A statue of a dragon is in the center of the fountain and it faces the sky. A steady stream of green smoke, not unlike the green fog, yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, erupts from its open maw. The statue faces away from you and slightly upward. Not very far up the road, the green smoke forms a low cloud just over the tops of the trees that blocks the sky as far as you can see. It is like a blanket covering everything to the east. The fountain and statue were made of green stone, most likely granite or marble. Standing next to the fountain is a man of the east. This is the one who ran away from the bandits. He seems preoccupied with something in the bowl of the fountain. With an uncanny deliberateness, he turns to face you. "It's time for us to work together," says the man. All right, so do we talk to the man, chat? Or do we attack the man? $ vote space 1 means we talk to the man. $ vote space 2 means we attack the man. So the vote is, are we going to talk to the man? That's $ vote space 1. Or are we going to attack the man? $ vote space 2. Oh my god, Arcanus bot with the, yeah, little late. Dollar sign, sadly. Dollar sign vote space 1, talk to the man. Dollar sign vote space 2, attack the man. Okay. Too late and far too early. Yeah, in a way. That's right. Actually. Okay, so last call. Going once. Going twice. All right, you're going to talk to the man. Alrighty. You seem like a reasonable man, begins the man with a bow. My name is Har Assad, and I am from the land called Mal Yishan. Your mind races to digest the name Mal Yishan. You've heard that name, but only in dark stories. It is an arcane city of black magic and sinister men. It lies on one of the Shattered Islands. You know it is an evil place full of wicked people. I see you know the name. Do not fear, adventurer. The dark reputation of the city and its citizens is vastly exaggerated, I assure you. When I was yet a young apprentice, I came upon a map lost and forgotten in one of the lost libraries within the Achaeum. The Achaeum, another name that stirs more dire memories. It is the formal name of the Citadel of Lost Knowledge. Before the cataclysm that engulfed the Misty Isles, it was the gathering place of sages, wizards, and priests. It was the repository of knowledge, and located on another of the Shattered Islands, very near Mal Yishan. As the cataclysm engulfed the Shattered Islands and its peoples fled, the gates of the Achaeum were closed. It is said that none have entered its chambers and vaults in more than 200 years. Even the dark people of Mal Yishan fear what slumbers and lurks within that citadel. Now Har Assad claims to have entered the Achaeum and lived to tell the tale. Again, you know of the Achaeum. Whatever you think you know, it is nothing compared to the secrets and darkness that stirs within that black citadel. The young fool that I was then was lucky to have survived the endeavor. But survive I did, and with a map that I thought useless. It was only years later that I truly discovered what I had found. The map is a guide to the grave of a great dragon and its treasure hoard. The treasure is protected by a wall of death. Yes, the green fog. No living thing can penetrate it, yet no wall is perfect, as you and I have discovered. This fountain is inspiring, is it not? Somehow the water in the bowl is converted into the death fog. I can only assume it is fed by an underground stream. But I care not for that curiosity. Come and look into the water and see the treasure of the dragon. All right. Do we move to the fountain, that's $ vote space 1, or do we attack this person, $ vote space 2? Do we move to the fountain, $ vote space 1, or do we attack the wizard, $ vote space 2? Since we now know he's a wizard because he said, when I was a young apprentice. I mean, I guess he could mean apprentice of, like, making shoes or something, but... $ vote space 1 is move to the fountain. $ vote space 2 is attack the wizard. Ooh, what's it gonna be, chat? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. And, all right, you're going to move to the fountain. Moving to the fountain, you look into the water within the bowl. The water is clear. Just a foot under the surface, hundreds of green gems, most likely emeralds, shimmer brightly. The emeralds are in many sizes and shapes. There is the treasure of the dragon statue, exclaims Har-Assad. It is ours for the taking. There are more gems here than you or I could carry or hope to use in 1,000 lifetimes. I propose we simply take what we please and be on our way. I am a fair man, and I have waited long to find this treasure. My treacherous comrades have betrayed me out of greed and avarice. They have attacked you without regard, and for that I must share some responsibility. Therefore, you may select first. Take what you will, and be on your way with my best wishes for a long and healthy life. So, do we reach in and take the largest we can find? You don't trust this? Decline the offer and let Har-Assad select first, or attack Har-Assad. What's it going to be, chat? $ vote space 1, reach in, take the largest emeralds we can find. $ vote space 2, decline the offer and let Har-Assad select first. $ vote space 3, attack Har-Assad. Goes Robotnik. $ vote space 1. I'll take the Master Emerald, please. $ vote space 1. Reach in and take the largest emeralds we can find. $ vote space 2. Decline the offer and let Har-Assad select first. $ vote space 3. Attack Har-Assad. All right, we're going to last call this. Last call, last call. Okay. Last call, $ vote space 1, reach in, take the largest emeralds we can find. $ vote space 2, decline the offer, let Har-Assad select first. $ vote space 3, attack Har-Assad. Going once. Going twice. And all right, we're going to decline the offer and let Har-Assad select first. The man's offer is tempting and seemingly honest, but something about his demeanor triggers suspicion, and you decide it would be best for him to take what he wants and leaves. You decline his generous offer and step back from the edge of the fountain. "That is most generous," responds the illusionist with a wry smile. "But I see the charade is nearing its end." In a flash, he pulls a jar from his robes. The jar is filled with what looks to be water. "I took this water from the fountain before your intrusion, dog. Now taste what you have declined." He hurls the jar. Okay, he's going to take a free surprise action unless we make a dexterity saving throw. So we're going to do this dexterity saving throw first. So, Echo, I need you to make... The dex saving throw for us would be, let's see, D20 plus 1. So D20 plus 1 for the dex saving throw, please. "13's good, but not good enough. So that means he gets to make the attack. The good news is the attack may not, depending on what happens, we'll see how this goes. Okay, let's see. Let me find his stats. Okay. That is just going to miss, which is good, but it is going to inflict an acid damage, but because of Heart Silver, it's not going to damage us this time, which is great. Which means now, since we are successful here, so after the attacker's resolved, now we have to make a Wisdom saving throw. So the Wisdom saving throw is going to be D20 plus 2, Echo. So this is D20 plus 2. Oh, jeez. Sigh. All right, well, that is not going to work. All right. So, we failed the save, which means we launch our attack on the illusionist. So, let's see. We could either fire a ranged weapon or target him with an offensive spell, or we could also cast Dancing Lights. And Dancing Lights, for those of you who are curious about what that is, Dancing Lights is something which, well, actually, Dancing Lights wouldn't do anything now that I think of it. That's not Fairy Fire. So, really, what we're talking about then is Dancing Lights wouldn't matter. We would want, the only thing we could do against it then for our spells, because we've used up our first levels. So, because we used our second slot already. In fact, I forgot that was... Okay, I forgot about that. So that means we have Firebolt, Ray of Frost, and Shocking Grasp, but he's not right next to us, so we're going to be doing either one of those. So we could cast Firebolt, we could cast Ray of Frost, or we could use the Crossbow Bolt. We could fire Crossbow Bolt, because we're not right next to him yet. So, should we? Firebolt? Ray of Frost, or Crossbow? What do you think, chat? $ vote space 1 is Firebolt. $ vote space 2 is Ray of Frost. $ vote space 3 is Crossbow. Okay, Firebolt. $ vote space 1 is Firebolt. $ vote space 2 is Ray of Frost. $ vote space 3 is Crossbow. I see we have 1 vote for Firebolt. What do the rest of you think? Other people weigh in if they can. $ vote space 1 Firebolt, 2 Ray of Frost, 3 Crossbow. And in case people are curious, by the way, we're going to run for about another 15 minutes or so. And then we will wrap up for the evening, having played, at that point, about 3.5 hours. About 3 hours and 15 minutes, roughly. Pretty good. All right, $ vote space 1, Ray of Firebolt, 2 Ray of Frost, 3 Crossbow, last call. Okay. We are going to go with Firebolt, it sounds like. Okay. So, ranged spell attack. So, we are doing that. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and make your attack echo D20 plus 4 is the Firebolt attack. Eight. Okay. These rolls, Echo. You will need to purge after this is over. However, in this case, this attack, even this limited attack, does actually hit. But there's a bit of a twist. Your attack strikes the illusionist, but the result is wholly unexpected. The illusionist's image flashes and disappears. It was an illusion. You now see the real illusionist standing, partly concealed, on the opposite side of the fountain, and he casts a spell. You must make a wisdom saving throw as you feel your limbs beginning to stiffen. It seems like he is trying to cast Hold Person on you. So wisdom saving throw is going to be D20 plus, I think it's 2. Yes, D20 plus 2. D20 plus 2, if you would. When you get the chance. D20 plus 2 to make the saving throw. I said to do the wisdom saving throw, Echo, because he's casting a Hold Person spell. D20 plus 2, that's definitely a fail. Wow. All right. Har-Assad gestures and shouts an incantation. Suddenly your arms and legs become stiff. Every muscle in your body is frozen and you cannot move. With a clear sigh of relief, the illusionist relaxes. You have fallen to my obvious superiority, but I shall deal with you soon enough. The illusionist turns his attention back to the fountain. He draws forth a scroll and casts a spell, and you see a barely visible figure form at the edge of the fountain. The figure reaches into the water and pulls forth a small emerald. The amorphous, I know, right? The amorphous form shakes off the excess acid and the illusionist pours a small amount of water from his skin over the gem. The illusionist takes the gem and holds it up to the sky to examine its facets. What you see next is horrifying. Har-Assad is oblivious to the movement. The green dragon's statue stops emitting the fog. With a surprising suppleness, it turns to face the illusionist. Har-Assad suddenly becomes aware of the movement, and he looks up just in time to see the dragon open its mouth and emit an intense cloud of the green vapor. In an instant, the illusionist is consumed by the deadly cloud, and he disintegrates to the bone while screaming in agony. His skeleton falls to the ground as his final scream echoes through the wood. The dragon returns to its previous stance, and the fog resumes. Moments later, you feel the sensation of life enter your muscles. Also, the translucent figure fades and vanishes. You are free. Nope, neither was he, obviously. So now we have a couple of choices. We can examine the fountain. We can examine the remains of the illusionist. He really just fell apart under pressure. Take the emerald. That fell near the remains. Of the illusionist. Or head east down the path. All right, Chad, what do you think? $ vote space 1, examine the fountain. $ vote space 2, examine the remains of the illusionist. $ vote space 3, take the emerald that fell near the remains of the illusionist. $ vote space 4, depart. All right, we have 1 vote for examine the fountain, 2 votes for examine the remains of the illusionist. You know, that scene actually that we just saw reminds me a little bit of, there's a scene in one of the Dragonlance books, and I can't remember what it is, which book it is, but I remember that it involves basically, it might have been Kitiara. I don't remember who the character was, who is basically destroyed by this massive acid attack. And I remember as a kid being like, God, it was a little freaky when I was first reading about it back in the day. That's what that reminded me of a bit just then. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay. We are going to examine the remains of the illusionist. All right. Looking down upon the remains of the illusionist, you can see very little has survived the deadly fog. The bones are white, but a tinge of green laces through the pile. Nothing looks to have survived with the exception of a small pile of coins from a disintegrated pouch, a silver ring which dangles from a skeletal finger, and a curved dagger. There are 23 platinum pieces. Whoops. That's what I meant to do. Right. There are 23 platinum pieces. So let me pull up that. Okay, 23 platinum pieces. 18 gold pieces, which means we're up to 99. 99? And the ring is a ring of spell storing, which is currently empty. And the weapon is a +1 dagger. Now, it's not as cool as our awesome +1 dagger, but it does give us another dagger. So. Just realized that was supposed to be there. Okay. So. Attack bonus, that's, what's it, 4? So that'll be, +5 again. +5. And 1d4 plus... What would that be? 1d4 plus 2, is that right? No, because it would be 1d4 plus... Yeah, 1d4 plus 2 piercing. Okay. So it's here. 1d4 plus 2 piercing. There we go. Okay. Lovely. Right. 1d4 plus 2 piercing. And then we have a ring of spell storing. So text. Ring of spell storing. Which, if we could do that. That. Drop that a little bit. Size. Ring of spell storing. Useful. Useful. Okay. Right. So there we go. And then there's this silver ring. Oh, we got that. We all that stuff. So, all right. Now the question is that we've done that. Do we... All right. Do we take an emerald... Do we take an emerald from the fountain? Do we take the emerald that fell near the remains of the wizard? Or do we head east? What's it going to be, chat? Just don't touch that emerald. Well, yeah, which one? Do we take an emerald from the fountain? That's $vote space 1. Do we take the emerald that fell near the remains of the wizard, the illusionist? That's $vote space 2. Or do we head east? That is $vote space 3. All right, we have 1 vote for take the emerald that fell near the remains. We have 2 votes for heading east. Okay. Green Dragon's a very protective emerald, and we have... That particular one seems to be, and we have plenty of loot. Okay, last call, last call. All right, going once. Going twice. All right. Heading east it is, leaving behind the 7,000 gold emerald. No, I'm just kidding. All right, proceed east. That is going to bring us to... There we go. The paved road continues on, but a large stone bowl sits atop a stone platform. That's true. The platform is intricately carved with what appear to be scales. The bowl is very large, and it would require both your hands to lift. It is made of green granite. The bowl is nearly full of crystal clear water that seems to glisten with a white radiance. All right, chat, question. Do we drink the water? That's $vote space 1. Yep, I know, we're just about done. Or continue down the road, that is $vote space 2. Do we drink the water, $vote space 1, or continue down the road, that is $vote space 2? What's it going to be, chat? $vote space 1, drink the water. $vote space 2, continue down the road. How do we know that water isn't acid? It's a good question. But, on the other hand, it might be that the last one was acid, of course, and this, therefore, they're trying to bait you into thinking that everything's acid when it might not be. We don't know. Okay, I'm going to last call this. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We're going to drink the water. You are burned immediately. No. The water is cool and refreshing. It is also magical, and you heal 1d6 hit points. We're maxed already, though. Additionally, over the next few days, between this adventure and your next, your character permanently learns the language of green dragons. So I'm going to add this to our languages. We already have Draconic, actually, but... Okay, there's that. There we go. Draconic and Green Dragon. Interesting. Okay. There we go. And now we're back to Area 23, which means we continue down the road because we already did the water. Okay. After the harrowing battle at the fountain, you're almost relieved to take to the road once more. It continues twisting and turning through the wood. The green fog overhead is thick and you can't see the sun. But when the trees break, you can feel the warmth of the sun's rays. At last, you see what appears to be the end to the long road. The road again forms a circular platform, only this time it is twice as large as the previous two you found. The north and south sides of the platform are lined slabs of green marble. The slabs are 20 feet tall and 10 feet wide and spaced 10 feet apart, as I realized I didn't show that part of the map yet. I apologize. Let's do that. There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Right, green marble. All the slabs have etched markings. Some have many lines of markings, while others have only a few. At the east end of the circle, you see a massive valley that falls away from the platform. The valley is lined by towering cliffs that stretch miles into the distance. From the edge of the platform, the valley floor must be 1,000 feet below where you now stand. An ever-present green fog cloud enshrouds the valley like a blanket. Not a single bird or animal can be seen in the valley. All right, so now the question is, chat, last vote of the night. Do we take a closer look at the granite markers, that's $vote space 1, or do we move to the edge of the platform and take a better look into the valley, that is $vote space 2? And that will be the last vote of the night. So what's it going to be? $vote space 1 is take a closer look at the granite markers. $vote space 2 is move to the edge of the platform and take a better look into the valley. All right, we have a tie vote here. A tie vote, $vote space 1 means we take a closer look at the granite markers. $vote space 2 means we are taking a better look into the valley. All right, we need one more vote here, chat. One more vote to break this tie. One more vote. Last vote of the evening. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? We need someone to break this tie. $vote space 2, or 1 rather, is to take a close look at the granite markers. $vote space 2, move to the edge of the platform, take a better look into the valley. Last choice of the evening. Last vote of the evening. Let's go, chat. I need one more vote, please. Prince Justin has changed the vote. And Triffid has jumped on board. All right. Closer look at the granite markers. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Let's see. It says if you have investigated the map at the bandit camp, and it says Area 19. Well, we have not found Area 19. We have not investigated a map. So it says go to Area 24C. The writing on the granite slabs is almost alien, but then something about it strikes a chord in your memory. Wait a minute. We did not investigate it, I'm sorry. Staring at the green slabs, you decide that the markings are clearly some form of writing. There's a distinct nature to the writing, and an involuntary shiver races through your body. Some internal instinct tells you the writing is ancient and most likely evil. As you stare at the slabs, you suddenly feel as if you're being watched. With a slow turn, you are frozen with shock. Not 50 feet from where you stand, a massive apparition begins to take shape. A giant green dragon, clearly an ancient creature, appears. The dragon stares at you while wisps of green mist float from its nostrils. The monstrosity moves with a deliberate motion that reminds you of your venerable grandfather. The dragon is very, very old.
Do you see anything you like, young adventurer?
Says the dragon as more of a statement than a question.
I have watched you while invisible, and I can see you are no threat. But as you are curious about what you have found, I am curious as to what has brought you here. Tell me your story, and do not leave out anything,"
commands the dragon with a powerful but cracking voice. We don't know what our answer is going to be, chat, but next time when we begin, we will. We will start with 24D, Strange Markings, next time, talking to an actual ancient dragon. And who knows, in that circumstance, what we're actually going to discover when all is said and done. Good stuff today, chat. That is where we are going to wrap up for the evening. In a couple of months, we will be back to this. And I definitely, in a couple of months, this will be the end of this first module, which is called Grave of the Green Flame. If we survive it, then we'll move on to the second part of the module. The only thing that was unfortunate about this is the fact that the rolls were so bad, which isn't Echo's fault. I mean, they're dice rolls, right? Like, it is what it is. But the rolls were so bad that just we ended up having a situation where we ended up taking a death because, I mean, there wasn't much we could do about it. And I think we made the right call because just going back and playing the whole thing over again, I'm like, I'm not wild about that. And I would have felt bad if it was like, well, I guess that didn't work. Let's just play something else. So I was really glad that we got a chance to give this another shot. And you can see now, by the way, that we've opened up a lot of this map. This area here. Now, we haven't done a lot with this, and we don't know what's here. But frankly, 17, 18, there's 20, there's 21. My guess is that 19's probably got to be somewhere in here, right? Probably. So who knows what the dragon's going to do with that, or what we're going to do in answering his question, but we shall see. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I hope that folks had fun with it as well. And if so, I hope you will come back and join us for the next time that we play it in a couple of months. But for now, that is going to do it for me for this evening. I, however, will be back on this channel Tuesday morning. Now, please note, earlier start time than usual because it will be 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And that will be playing the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month, which is called No One Wants to Die. I'll be playing that from 10:30 until about 1:30 or so. And then at 2 p.m., I will be over on GogCom's Twitch channel with Pen and Pixels, playing By the Dice Rolls monthly game session of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. That thing is heading into its finale, so that's going to be cool. I'm excited for that. And then on Thursday and the following Saturday, so next Thursday and then the following Saturday, we will be playing more Expeditions Rome, which was a lot of fun this last time, and I'm excited for more of that as well. Yes, thank you, Echo. 2 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. CET, 4 p.m. E. So basically it's going to be like that. So yes, really, really, really cool recommendation, Prince Justin. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're going to be doing some more of it. But I've also been thoroughly enjoying this. I had a lot of fun with that. So Tuesday, again, no. Tuesday is starting, Dragon, which I think you know, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, okay, earlier than normal, and it will end at about 1:30 Eastern, and that is to play the game that you nominated, which is to play No One Wants to Die. At 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be over at GOGCom's Twitch channel with Pen and Pixels playing By the Dice Roll, because that way we're going to wrap it by 5 p.m., which means that we'll actually have a snowball's chance of getting the European folks to bed at a reasonable hour. That's basically why we're doing it, is to accommodate them. So that is the plan for that. But otherwise, yeah, that is going to do it for me for this evening. I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. And if so, I hope you will consider following the channel. I hope you will consider as well supporting our YouTube by checking out the YouTube, !ArvTube. Thanks for those of you who are watching over there on the YouTube channel today. Would love to see you over there. Please subscribe to me on the YouTube channel. It's free for you to do that, but it really helps. So please do that. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Twitter, !Arv tweets. Blue Sky, !Arv Sky. Definitely follow me on Blue Sky in particular. Website, arvanellarun.com. Remember remember Hearthglow, which you can find at that website. Last recorded session of Hearthglow is coming up this Friday, and then the last session, the finale of Hearthglow, will be happening next month at Sacred Heart University at the Shine Auditorium. That will be on Friday, April 11th from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Very excited for that live event. It's going to be good times. We'll have more news about like tickets and stuff like that in the next week or so. I should have that information, and I will, of course, pass it along to you. And then, of course, Gen GMs, the show that I do with Zach Clay on DM and GM Tips. More long and short videos coming out from there as well. Again, you can check a lot of this out at arvanelaron.com. Financially, exclamation point Arv Shop. That's the merchandise area where you can get stuff, various swag bits of swag relating to Expedition. Well, there should be at some point with that, but with relating to Eberron, Oracle of War, relating to some of Tari's work, including some of those new emotes that we're going to be doing, all that kind of good stuff. So there's that. We have got, live and drink, but not acid, only water. Okay, make sure you're only drinking water. So we've got that going on. Exclamation point Arv Treon is the Patreon, which really supports the channel. I'd love to get that back into triple digits again. There's cool stuff and unique stuff that you can get there that you can't get by subbing, and vice versa, and also inspirations to help our tabletop players, which is always a good thing. As well, you can also sub to the channel, which gets you those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch, just like Dragonspear did tonight. Please follow suit. And on the publishing side, exclamation point Icarus is my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Exclamation point Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and exclamation point Greyshade, which is my Greyshade IP. You can get Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the Grey Assassin trilogy from Athos Arts at that link. You can get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks at that link, and you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from our good friend Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley, which is going to be coming out Gen Con this year. It'll be released this year, so I'm very excited about that. You can get that there as well. Pre-order that as well. And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we'll do so for others in that situation in the future. I want to thank all the amazing people today. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Dragonspear, Prince Justin, Triffity Mats, Drew the Damager, best mods in the business. Thank you so much. Thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers. Thank you to Dragon, Prince Justin, Triffid, Drew, Echo. Thank you to Nonstop and Mrs. Dunsel. And thank you as well to Baron Valor. Thank you to Butthurt Gamer. Thank you to Darth Sisu, to Jagtris, to Leah Reek. Thank you to MST, to Saturnius. Thank you to Shattermage. Thank you to, who is a mod, of course, but is lurking. Thank you to Yadasak. And thank you to Zorgazel. And on YouTube, thank you to Brendan Wallach and Amazu Paints for contributing to chat there also. Thanks, everyone. Good stuff today. Thank you to Echo for the rolls. Not so much to Echo's dice, but specifically to Echo. Thank you there. But I had a really good time. I hope you folks did as well. It was fun. I'm looking forward to more of this in a couple of months. And otherwise, on Tuesday, I am looking forward to No One Wants to Die at 10:30, and then Buy the Dice Roll with Ghosts of Saltmarsh over at GOG.com's Twitch channel, Pen and Pixels, at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then next Thursday, Expeditions Rome. Next Saturday, Expeditions Rome as well. That's going to do it for me. Thanks, everybody. Much love to all of you folks, and I will see you folks in a couple of days. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other. Make sure you're careful about clear bowls of water, and I will see you folks soon. Everyone be good to each other. Much love, and bye for now.